with some trending news. Twitter is continuing their battle against misinformation and now going after QAnon. Yes, QAnon, the conspiracy theory-based loose organization that is online, they are getting banned. So what's going on here with this is that they are taking a look at people who are posting the conspiracy theories that QAnon does, activity associated with it, and that they're banning some of these accounts. So they said that they've actually banned about 7,000 different accounts that were taken down. They said they're going to be looking at this more and more as far as taking permanent action to suspend accounts tweeting, quote, about these topics that we know are engaged in violations of our multi-account policy, coordinating abuse around individual victims, or are attempting to evade a previous suspension. So people that are trying to coordinate online attacks on other people, or trying to get around, suspensions like that. So this is something that they're doing. They've been going after misinformation campaigns quite a bit. This is one of the stances that Twitter's been dealing with. So that is where they're going now. So the QAnon conspiracy theorists may be going down depending on what they post on their platform. So 7,000 accounts for this initial run, but you can read more about that at digitaltrends.com. Continuing on with trending news, take a look at Facebook and Instagram. Certainly they have had some issues with their social media platforms as well, and now they are finally putting together some organizations, internal organizations, to take a look at racial bias with their algorithms. So this is something that's been accused and alleged for quite a while, that some of their algorithms are either inherently or intentionally racist, and this is something now that Facebook said that they are going to take a look at. So they've got a newly formed equity and inclusion team at Instagram that they said will examine how Black, Hispanic, and other minority users in the U.S. are affected by the company's algorithms, including its machine learning systems, and how those compare with other users, mainly white users, to see if there is a difference there. And this is, again, what they are reporting, and Facebook is also going to be creating a team like that as well. They don't have a name for it yet, or a head for that, as far as we know, but they are going to be putting that together as well to take a look on their side of things. Facebook's kind of come under a lot of fire for a number of different things on their platform, including allowing hate speech and allegations of bullying and all the different kinds of things that are going on with that. But this is something now that they are coming to terms with. They're going to be actually studying their own algorithms to see what is going on there and if there are indeed biases that are in there. So that's something that you can take a look at digitaltrends.com. We've got more information, and we've actually got a lot of information about algorithmic discrimination in general and just how much of a problem it is. So you can read a lot about that at digitaltrends.com. Continuing on, let's talk about Facebook doing something else. They are rolling out a new feature for Messenger, and they are new privacy features that would allow you to actually protect your Messenger account from being opened by anybody. And this is what it is. So the first part of it is called App Lock. And what App Lock would do is for Messenger itself, so say you lent somebody your phone, well, Messenger would have to be opened with either a fingerprint or face authentication, so something like that. The normal privacy settings that are on there, this would be double privacy. Even if your phone is open, you would still have to do that to open Messenger, so that would make sure that people can't access your chats. It's currently available on iOS. It's going to be coming to Android in the next few months, but something that they're rolling out. The other part of this is that they're working on new controls that would allow who is able to message who. So say you're getting, you could control who can actually send you messages, if anybody can send you messages, and also the fact that if you received an unsolicited message, something else they're working on where that feature would blur whatever image it is that you maybe received that you didn't necessarily solicit. So that way you didn't have to see it in order to get rid of it. So that's a couple of different things they're working on there. So some new controls, again, to control who can message you, but also just the idea that App Lock would allow you to keep your Messenger account secure even if somebody else is on your phone. Read more about that at digitaltrends.com. Continuing on, let's talk about Samsung. So they have a big event coming up on August 5th, their Galaxy Unpacked event, and we do know there's going to be a few different things coming out. They said there's going to be 5 power devices, but they've already released one of them early, and it is this. It's the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5G. So this is the third foldable screen phone that Samsung has put out, and really it's just the newest iteration of the Z Flip, which came out earlier this year. And that is their more traditional style phone. As far as a flip phone, it doesn't open up like a book. It opens up like an old flip phone would, only the screen is foldable itself. This one now has 5G, that being really the big update to it. A couple of things. It's got two different cameras, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide sensor and a 12 megapixel wide sensor. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, 250 gigs of storage. A couple of key things too, and this is kind of a highlight that they've been posting for this upcoming event, is that it comes in Mystic Gray and Mystic Bronze. You see all the advertising that Samsung's been doing for Unpacked has that, what they're calling Mystic Bronze color. So that is something there. It's also going to have flex mode, which will allow you to watch, like, say, YouTube on the top half and scroll through comments on the bottom half of the foldable phone. So another addition there. And we do have a price. It's going to be $1,450. $1,450. That is what it's going to start out with. You can start ordering them pretty soon here. On August 7th, you can start, or you can purchase them. They'll be from Samsung, Best Buy, Amazon, T-Mobile, or AT&T. And that is what they're announcing here ahead of this. So we do expect there could be another foldable phone. The Fold 2 could be debuted there, but that is what we're seeing right now. So the Galaxy Z Flip 5G. There we go. You can read more about that at digitaltrends.com. Continuing on here with trending news, let's talk about this. Is just a weird one, and it has to do with something that Elon Musk is doing, and it is called Neuralink. Now, Neuralink is not new to us. We knew that he's been working on this. This is a company that's founded to essentially create implants for your brain that would then allow you to interface with computers, with the eventual goal being to merge humanity and computers in order to save humans. I know that sounds like a lot, but that is generally speaking what the ultimate goal is. But they got to start somewhere. So here's what he said. They're going to be making a big announcement about Neuralink and about where they're at coming soon. And he gave a little bit of information on Twitter answering some questions. So it was asked, if we implement Neuralink, can we listen to music directly from our chips? And Elon Musk replied with yes, that would be something that you would be able to do, is listen to music through the chip that they implant in your brain. So the way the implant would work, they've kind of gone over this before. It's a very small chip that would be actually resting on your brain. You'd be able to this is another thing that he said, that you'd be able to control neural networks for patients with obsessive compulsive disorder possibly. So you could maybe even control anxiety with it, control hormone levels, a lot going on with that. He'll be making that announcement later on here in the next month or so that you can find out more about it. But yeah, streaming music to your brain. That is something Elon Musk said Neuralink will be able to do. Read more about that at digitaltrends.com. And let's keep on the Elon theme. One more announcement too, and that has to do with Starship. Now, we all know with the Falcon 9 rockets what's going on with there. Very successful. But the next iteration is the Starship, the Starhopper. These are the ones that would take people to the moon or Mars. And they've been doing a lot of testing on these. Some successful, some not successful. We've seen some of the tests where they've blown up. Obviously, they're not piloted by any humans or anything like that, so nobody's hurt in these. But that is a video right there showcasing a successful one that they had previously. Now, he is saying that they're going to be testing it again, possibly this week. So that is what he said on Twitter. We don't really know. He said we'll fly later this week. It's called the SN5, and this would be, again, another one of these tests to see how far up it can get. It, by some FAA reports, it could get up to 500 feet in the air and kind of showcase that. Hover, go from one platform to another, whatever it is that they're actually testing for. Still pretty cool to see. It looks like that's something completely out of sci-fi, but it's not. That is something that they're working on. And again, that's part of their overall goal with this program, is to get people to Mars and build a city there by 2050 is kind of what they're targeting. That changes a lot, but that's what they're at right now. So that could be the first step towards Mars that we could see later this week. And you can read more about that at digitaltrends.com.